Hello everyone, Adam here with UnitedPropBuilders, and a question I've been getting a lot lately is, Adam, how do you cut your foam and assemble it to get close to seamless lines? Well, I'm going to show you in this video how I create my foam props. Now, I'm not saying this is the best way or the perfect way to do it, but this is the way that I found gets the best results for me. So, let's dive on in and see how it's done. Now, the first thing I do is I get my templates and I set them down on the foam. And I just take a regular old pencil or a lead pencil and trace the outlines. Now, after I got both of the outlines done, what I do is I take my hot knife and I cut out the patterns. Now that you have both pieces cut out, what you want to do is just take your hot knife and kind of level out all the edges. And you can also take a pair of scissors and just cut the edges down. I would suggest only doing it on the bottom edge and not the top edge where everything will be seen. This just helps get rid of a lot of the burrs or excess foam that doesn't need to be there. Now that I got that done to both pieces and part of it is somewhat smooth, the next thing I do is I take my hot knife and I just pat down the edges to make it all level. Then the next thing I do is get my scissors again and cut off all the excess foam that built up along the bottom from patting it down. Okay, now you have both pieces cut out. And what this section is that I'm showing you here is the front part to the shin. Now, you don't want it to look like this and just have a big block of black mess here. So we need to get rid of that. Now a lot of people, what I notice, will tell you just say cut at a 45-degree angle and you'll be good to go. But I go one step farther. I cut down as close to the surface as I can. So let me show you how I go ahead and do that. Now, this is how close I've gotten so far with the foam, but we're going to take it one step farther. We're actually going to take this and pat this down to get it even thinner than what it is right now. Now, as you can see, we have it a bit thinner, and it's almost exactly to the surface of what it should be. So this is about good. If you want, there's like little burrs all in here. Feel free to take your scissors or knife and just kind of cut those off just to get a smoother finish. But be careful not to cut the top of your foam. Now that we have that part established, the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and take your two pieces and just give them a little test fit to see how they line up together. Because you can always go back and take away more foam if need be. Now, I think these fit together pretty well. I just got to do a little finishing touch here. So that way, 'cause there's a couple high spots where it didn't look as even as it could have been. So I'm just going to go ahead and take those out. Get rid of those burrs. Now, take your hot glue gun. I use a mini glue gun with the mini glue sticks. Go ahead and line up your pieces so you know where they're going. Then take your hot glue, run a bead of it across the area that needs to be glued. Go ahead and glue it down. Once you got that first section done, go ahead and move on to the second section. Because this is a rounded area, I don't feel like taking the heat gun to it, so I'm just gluing it down in sections. Then what I'll do is I'll flip it over and run more glue down into the inside of it for added support. Because you took away a good chunk of the foam, you're going to need to add some extra hot glue in there for extra support, just so it doesn't crimp in on itself. Now occasionally you'll have hot glue that'll come out of the top, and that's no problem. I go ahead and just cut that off. Sometimes I'll even add just a tad, very light amount more, just to fill in what little seam there may be. And there's your finished product. The seam's not too bad. If taken a little more time, it could have been a bit better, but that is how I assemble my foam pieces. And after you cut everything out and got everything ready, you'll have a finished foam piece. Like I said, here I have my shin still being worked on. I just started up my second one. So this is Adam with United Prop Builders, signing out.